welcome back to Tanso GR86 Season 7. This time we're at Watkins Glen for Race 5. So let's see how they line up on the grid. We've got Eric Ronenberg out front, followed by Dan Wareham, Stuart Court, Mark Brown, then Dan Bartush, Peter Sitkar, followed by Tony Lamb, Eugene Webber, Tom Bland, Mark Proctor, Jack Holland in 11th, Scott Kostrick in 12th. Coming up behind them, Rob Sutherland, Dan Forster, Peter Woodmore, Adrian Hadfield, Lee Rylands, Ryan Dudley, Dave Clark coming up in 19th with newcomer Martin Shirley in 20th, Chris Thorpe, Michael Elms, Stuart Briley, Sean Webber, and coming up the back of the pack is our good old mate JT, John Johnston. And away we go for race 5 at Watkins Glen. We've got Eric Ronenberg on pole, Dan Wareham. So they're revving the engines, get ready, and away they go. Some mixing up at the back, some slow getaways, but Eric Ronenberg is well in front of Dan Bartush. Dan Wareham is now in third. As we come round the 90, this is a tricky old first corner, but it looks like they're safely through. As they come up into the S's, Eric Ronenberg's leading Dan Bartush by just under half a second, closely followed by Mike Brown and Dan Wareham in fourth. To the bus stop for the first time. Yes, JT, this is a bus stop. Eric Ronenberg leads the field half a second in front of Dan Bartush, closely followed by Dan Wareham. Dan Wareham's coming closely up on Dan Bartush there. He's going to try and get him going down the chute. Ronenberg in front. Dan Wareham closely on the tail of Dan Bartush as we go up the boot. Round the hill for the first time. Closely followed by Dan Bartush, Dan Wareham, Mark Brown, Stuart Court a second and a half behind. Unusual place for Stuart Court to be so far behind at this point in the race. Early on, he's usually up there. Keeping him honest, and we've got Dan Bartush closely on the tail of Eric Wareham now. These two are starting to pull away. Eric Ronenberg and Dan Bartush have got a second gap now on Dan Wareham. Mark Brown closely on Dan Wareham's tail. Stuart Court is trying to close down Mark Brown as we come down the home straight for the first time. Into the 90 we go, and Eric Ronenberg leads Dan Bartush. Now this week Dan Bartush will have the toe as we go up into the back straight. This could be really important as we come up to the bus stop. And we can see here Dan Bartush is pulling out to the inside on Eric Ronenberg. Oh, and Eric cuts him off going into the bus stop there. Really tight fight. As we come down the chute, Dan Bartush really hanging on, and he just loses it. Loses some traction there going down the chute and into the toe of the boot. He's now got Dan Wareham on his outside as Dan Bartush. Manages to pull it back. He's holding him. Oh, and Dan Bartush there goes off, takes a slide. And he's fallen down all of those places. He can't get back out on track. Eric Rodenberg now has got a second lead out in front of Dan Wareham with Mark Brown closely on his tail. That was such a shame with Dan Bartush. I'm not sure they touched there or whether he just lost it under pressure. But the race goes on. Dan's now sitting back down in the 19th. The show is out. So Eric Rodenberg is ahead of Dan Wareham and Mark Brown. And Stuart Court's now getting in the mix. He's taken Mark Brown and he's trying to use In fact, Mark Brown has dropped back to 5th now after that with Tom Bland in front of him. There's some trouble that they're going on at the back here. So mixing it up. Coming through the night, close round here, trying to chase down Sean Webber, but Dave's got Eugene Webber on his tail. I'm assuming Webber's related, maybe. Could be coincidence. Into the tail, and Dan Wareham is now just under 2 tenths behind Eric Rodenberg as we go up the hill, into the hill, right on his tail, closely followed by Stuart Court, Tom Bland and Mark Brown in 5th, who's got Tony Lamb on his tail. Around the hill, Eric goes slightly out wide, but that's fine now. Sweeping left-hander, Eric Rodenberg is holding off Dan Wareham by 3 tenths of a second. That's Stuart Court, 4 tenths behind him, and Tom Bland half a second. Mark Brown in 5th. And we come down home straight and into the 90. We're only 6 minutes in. As Eric Rodenberg takes them through the S's and back into the back straight up towards the bus stop. Now, we saw the toe come into play last time. Dan Wareham right on Eric's tail. Really is that close. He's trying to dive round as we come in to the bus stop and out of the bus stop. Nothing going there. We come onto the outer loop. Dan's being kept honest. Not going to make it as we come down the chute, unfortunately. And Eric holds him at bay. There's a load of place swapping going on at the back here. As you see Dave Clark, Mark Proctor and Martin Shirley swapping around places. Mark Proctor up the inside on Dave Clark as they come down into the toe. Mark Proctor, Dave Clark and Stuart Riley. Stuart's giving Dave a flash. Whoa, as he tries to take him on the inside in the toe. Doesn't quite make it. Oh, action up front. As Eric Rodenberg has got Dan Wareham really close, and now Stuart Court, Tom Bland and Mark Brown are all in the fight. There's nothing between these guys. As we come down into the home straight, he's breathing down Eric's neck. Oh, we get a slight touch there as we come down into the 90. Is Dan going to take him? No, he still hasn't quite got enough to get round. Absolutely amazing. All 5 cars in the second round. And we go for another one. Eric Ronenberg has got a hold of Dan Wirham again as we come up the back straight with that toe. This time Dan Wirham is really close. And I mean, there is nothing between them. We're down to hundredths of a second now. Dan tries to find some space, doesn't quite make it, loses some traction. And look in there, Stuart Court's got a battle on his hands as well. He's got Tom Bland and Mark Brown all over him as they come down through the chute into the toe of the boot. Stuart Court is fending off Tom Bland and Mark Brown. Right, it's a close fight all round here. As we come up again. And around the hill we go as Eric Ronenberg, Dan Wirham. Oh, we just lost Tom Bland there. Tom Bland has gone right back to 10th now. Eric's pulled a bit away from Dan Wirham, giving me a bit of a break. And Stuart Court is a second and a half behind, with Mark Brown 2/10 behind Stuart Court. But Dan Wirham will have a bit of a toe, and he is closing Eric Ronenberg down. He's not going to be as close as he has been coming up into the back straight through the But Stuart Court is close on the tail. Oh, sorry, I mean Mark Brown is close on the tail of Stuart Court here. Mark Brown comes up around the outside, or what is it, the inside? It's now the inside as they come up the back straight into the bus stop. Oh, and Dan. Oh, Mark is leaning on Stuart as they go through the bus stop. They make it through. Wow, that was close. Mark really leant on him there as they went round the corners. That was good old-fashioned touring car stuff there. So, out front we go. Non-stop here. Dan Wirham is not giving Eric Ronenberg any breathing space at all. Every time he gets away, Dan's there, pulling it back. Down to around a 10th now as we come back into the bus stop. Oh, sorry, the 90. A bit early there for the bus stop. Coming up through the S's now. Dan Wirham's going to get the drag again. Can he close him down? Is there any chance he can close that gap coming up the back straight? There's just nothing doing. Right, we come down the home straight, past the start finish into the 90, and Eric Ronenberg 2/10 ahead of Dan Wirham. Stuart Court 2.5 seconds behind, with Mark Brown just under a second behind Stuart. Ryan Dudley 5.5 seconds behind. Just been overtaken by Scott Kostrick back there. Ryan Dudley, Scott Kostrick swapping places. Very tight right there. Sorry guys, gonna have to go back out front. No, Dan doesn't quite get it into the bus stop again. Right. So, Scott and Ryan here. Scott trying to chase Ryan down. Seems a tough old track to get a pass on. They're all starting to spread out a little bit now. Dave Clark's having some fun at the back here. Whoop, and he's off track. Dave goes for a shortcut. I'm sure he'll get a slow down there. He'll have to pull over a bit. Let Martin Shirley through. No choice there. Go off track like that. Through the bus stop. So back out front. So we see Eric Ronenberg coming up the hill with Dan Wirham now 3/10 behind him as they come round into the home straight again. Eric Ronenberg 3/10 ahead of Dan Wirham. Stuart Court 2.5 seconds behind. He's got Mark Brown less than 2/10 behind him. So a very close fight there for third and fourth. But we're on first and second here as we come through the 90. Up into the S's. Stuart under pressure from Mark Brown as we come up through the S's and into the straight. Mark Brown is surely going to put pressure on him here. Oh, and he just touches. Oh my, and they've both lost it. Oh my. Oh, 6 of one, half a dozen the other, I'm afraid. I mean, I'm not judging jury, but just looked like a slight touch and both cars went off balance. Close, hard fighting that was. Right, let's see where we are. So we've got Eric Ronenberg out front. After that bit of excitement, Dan Wirham's now taking the lead as we come down into the toe. Can he hold it going round the outside? Oh, Eric's gonna pull up in front of him, is he? As we come up to the hill. So Eric's got the inside as we go here. Now this is a turn where you can go wide on the outside, put in some traction. Dan goes wider than Eric, but it does mean Dan's got the inside as we come round the next corner. This is close, guys. No, I think Dan's got that. He's now 3/10 ahead. And the action behind is a whole 10 seconds behind to third place now. So it really is these two guys battling out for first and second with no one to bother. Oh, time for a bit of a breather as Dan's pulling away there. With 3/4 back to Eric Ronenberg. But we know as you come around the 90, this is what the toe's like on that back straight just before the bus stop. And Eric's definitely in it as the time gap drops to below a 10th now. Eric's putting the squeeze on Dan Wirham. He's right on his tail. Close as he's ever been. Coming to the bus stop. He's not edging for a way through yet. Oh, slight unsettled car there from Dan, but managed to hold it. And Eric Ronenberg stays in second place as we come out of the bus stop. Let's go back and see what's happening. Tony Bland being put under pressure from Stuart Court. Stuart being the fast driver that he is right on the back of Tom here. Well, I'm not sure there's anything going on. No, as I come around the boot, I think Tom's got that well in hand. Back out front. Dan Wirham's holding Eric Ronenberg off. come up to the sweeping bit entry side and around into the back straight. Two tenths, Dan Wirham to Eric Ronenberg. And we've got to be close to time now. Eric's got one more attempt as he goes round the outside into the S's. Now he will have the inside track as we come up onto the back straight, and he's done him. Eric Ronenberg has jumped ahead of Dan Wirham. That was an excellent move there. The trouble is, Dan has now got the toe going up into the back straight to the bus stop. And he goes flying round the outside, takes a dive, doesn't make it. Through the bus stop they go. 2 tenths separate them. All the way back, 11 seconds to Ryan Dudley. Dan's not giving up. He's pushing Eric here. Is it going to be enough? We wait and see as we come round the boot. And up the hill. These two Dan's done it before. Can he do it again? He's trying to go down the inside, but I don't know whether sticking the nose out there loses the drag, so you don't quite get on it. As we come round, a little twitch there from Dan as he really tries to put the pressure on Eric, but nothing having. As we come round, Eric Ronenberg from Dan Wirham as we come across the line. Don't think that's going to change. It's close, 3 tenths. But that's where we are. Then we have Ryan Dudley coming over the line, closely followed by Scott Kostrick. Peter, Mark Brown and Lee Ryland swap places just before the line. And Mark Brown gets it from Lee Ryland. That was a close one. Lee Ryland, Tony Bland, Stuart Court back there. And that's all she wrote, I'm afraid. Going back to Mark Proctor in 11th, Adrian Hatfield in 12th. Coming across the line about 4 seconds behind will be Dave Clark. There he comes. And then we go back from Dave Clark, Martin Shea, Chris Thorpe, Michael Elms, Rob Sutherland. Another 5 seconds back to Dan Bartush, all the way back in 18th. 19th for Stuart Briley. Dan Foster in 20th. Then it will be Jack Holland, Sean Webber, John Johnston. And let's get the results there of Heat 1. As we see, Eric Ronenberg, Dan Wirham, Ryan Dudley, Scott Kostrick, Peter Sidcar, Mark Brown, Lee Rylands, Tom Bland, Stuart Court in 9th, Eugene Webber in 10th, Mark Proctor in 11th, 12th is Adrian Hadfield, followed by Dave Clark in 13th, Martin Shirley in 14th, Chris Thorpe 15th, 16th. And that's the end of the race, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back shortly for race 6. And welcome back. Tanso GR86, season 7, week 3, race 6. Watkins Glen. So the second round at Watkins. Let's see what the battle's like this time. We have a reverse grid. So those at the front last time, Eric, Dan, got to fight their way through. The faster guys going to come through the slower guys. Let's see how it plays out. And here we go as we get underway. Eugene Webber, Stuart Court, Tom Bland, Lee Rylands, Mark Brown. We've already got places changing hands here. The damn Tom Bland, excuse me, that got confusing there. As we come through the 90. Eugene Webber being taken on the inside, I think. By Tom Bland, yes, he's got through, and Stuart Court goes behind. Stuart and Mark have got a real advantage here, two faster guys, and because of their position in the previous race, they are now up front and fighting it out with Tom Bland and Eugene Webber. Tom's not slow himself though, so he's pulling away there. This is going to be a bit of a busy old race. I can already see places swapping lots further back. But as we concentrate up front here, oh my God! Mark Brown, he gets a slight touch with Stuart there, but he lost it either way. Stuart's now battling it out with Eugene Webber. As we come round the boot and up into the hill. He's there. 0.8 of a second ahead of Eugene Webber as Stuart Court attempts to take Eugene on the inside, doesn't quite make it. And then we're half a second back to Lee Rylands, followed by Ryan Dudley, Scott Kostrick, Eric Ronenberg back in 7th, closely followed by Mark Proctor. Tom Bland still holding that 0.8 lead over Stuart Court and Lee Rylands. Stuart Court is keeping Eugene Webber honest here. I think we could see Eugene drop a place anytime soon from the pressure from Stuart. But Lee Rylands himself is under pressure. He's got Ryan Dudley and Stuart Court tries to come up the inside of Eugene Webber, doesn't quite make it. His ball's out there. Going up into the S's. Stuart is definitely putting the pressure on Eugene. I don't know whether Eugene's just gone out wide now or given up, but Stuart's through. Stuart's through, but they're down a second nearly on Tom Bland, who is flying away with it. So I suspect, although Eugene Bland can toe here, I suspect that Stuart Court will now start to pull away. So the fight now is going to come with Lee Rylands, unfortunately, on the back of Eugene. As we see Mark Proctor, oh, his demise there as we switch to him, unfortunate there. And Lee Rylands is putting Ryan Dudley under pressure. Really close on the tail of Eric Ronenberg. Scott Kostrick is gone. Eric under pressure in 5th from Lee. That's unusual. Thought Eric would have made it. Pushed his way up there by now as I think that was Scott Kostrick decided to take the long way round. I don't know whether he'll end up with a slow down there. Not sure. But certainly lost him some time. So we're with Lee Rylands, Scott Kostrick, who's under pressure himself from Dan Wearen. That's really closely on the back of Scott Kostrick. Dan had a really tough fight against Eric Ronenberg earlier on, and Eric's carving his way through. See, in 5th. No, he's lost a bit of ground now. I thought he was on the tail of Ryan Dudley, and maybe he is. Maybe he is. As we come up through the Essex. Eric Ronenberg is putting immense pressure on Ryan Dudley. Will it be enough though? Will he be able to take him? He's not going stop. But afterwards, as we come around the outer loop, it's a different thing. We come around the outer loop. But I think he's holding him off as Ryan. Now, back out front, we see Tom Bland getting closed down by Stuart Court. This is no surprise from Stuart, fighting his way through. It was always going to be a battle. The reverse in a very advantageous place. And I'm sure it won't be long before he dispatches Tom Bland. They go wide through there, but that's fine. They're allowed to do that, and actually gives you room to make some more traction. As in the background we see Eric and Ryan Dudley under pressure. Very much so as we come into the start-finish straight. Eric has really got the pressure on Ryan Dudley now. As we come down into the 90. Just back there is Lee Rylands being taken by Dan Wirham as we come up into the S's. Very smooth. But you know what that means? Lee's going to have the toe as we come up to the bus stop, mate. He may just get it back. And it does get a bit close and a bit tasty. Back though, we have some action with Martin Shea in Dave Club. Getting close in the mix with Tony Lamb not far behind and Adrian Hatfield there. This is a tasty little group in its own way. Switching about here. This little group, Tony Lamb's right in the middle of the mix. Trying to go on the inside of Dave Clark, and he does. As we go round the boot. Tony Lamb's not Dave Clark. He's going to go on the inside and try and get back again. I don't think that's quite going to happen. Adrian Hatfield tries to go around the outside. Nothing doing there, I wouldn't have thought too far out. Tom Bland under pressure from Stuart Court, and Eugene Webber is caught back up against Lyons. Eugene loses it going into the 90, I think that was. Slipping all the way back down to 9th. Oh, that was unfortunate. He'd done really well there to fight his way back. Ryan and Eric trading places in 3rd and 4th. Crikey, don't know where to look. And Ryan, as they come up the hill through the S's, Ryan's holding Eric off. Just means Eric has the toe. Eric takes the inside. We come up to the bus stop now. Eric holding through the bus stop, and out in front we've got Tom Bland and Stuart walking side by side. Stuart backs out, Ryan backs out. Now we all get safely through. Whew. Right, in the meantime, Scott Costron is giving Lee Rylands a run for his money. As we come down the chute into the boot, Scott's probably a good post going up ahead. Yes, and it looks like he's got Lee on the inside. Has he pushed Lee out wide? He has. Scott does a good job there going up the hill. He He will take him round the inside of the hill. Probably hold him off here as well. Gets his braking right, keeps the traction. Does he hold all the way through? Behind Lee again. Really close action here. Scott's back on. Lee Rylands again. Scott has to stay on the inside. That's not the ideal line there, unfortunately, and that means Lee Rylands gets traction. Even more importantly, puts Peter right up close on the back of Scott now. Now out front. Tom Bland under pressure. He's got a whole tranche of cars behind him, all eager to take first spot of him. Eric Ronenberg has made his way up front with Ryan Dudley. There's been some trading of places going on here while we've been watching Scott and Rylands. And there's trading of places going on all over the place here. There's not more than a second between this lot from front to back. In fact, what are we, 3 wide? No, we're going 2 wide into the boot, the bus stop. Eric Ronenberg now takes the lead from Tom Bland, Ryan Dudley, Stuart Court and Dan Wirral. 5 cars within a second of each other. From front to back. Absolutely incredible. Right in the mix here, Stuart Court is in 4th place and now he's just been done by Dan. No, he's managed to hold 4th. As Tom Bland has Ryan Dudley going up his inside. Some spidey senses here. As they come up the hill. We've got Eric Ronenberg closely followed by Tom Bland. Ryan Dudley swerving all over the place, trying to find a way round Tom. He's making sure that Ryan not only has to get in front of him, but behind him as well. So Stuart Court walks a little bit to the inside. You see the back now. Scott Kostrick has not given up on attacking Peter either, and 6 and 7 back there. It's really close to Lee Rylands, close behind them. As we come down the home straight, Eric Ronenberg ahead of Tom Bland, Ryan Dudley and Stuart Court. We're in with here. Ryan Dudley is really close now. Stuart Court breathing down the back of Ryan Dudley. Closer and closer, and it goes through to the side. Which then becomes his outside and doesn't make it round. So Stuart Court into the bus stop. It's too wide. Is he going to hold it? No. Sensibly just holds back a bit. Ryan Dudley takes a little bit of a cut there. I'm not sure we'll get him off track. There wasn't slow down. Dan Wirral is right on the back of Stuart Court, not giving it any breathing. If Stuart thought all he had to worry about was finding Ryan, Dan Wirral is making sure that doesn't hold true. And the next trio back is Scott Kostrick's in the middle of Peter and Lee Rylands. Spread out a bit now. Stuart Court still under pressure. Dan Wirral as he goes up the inside. Dan's got him. Stuart goes wide. But Stuart comes in on the inside. Oh my God. Trading places. Anyway, Dan Wirral now from Stuart Court. Stuart Court 3/10 on the timing table, but it goes from 1/10 to 3/10 within a matter of milliseconds here. as we come down into the 90 and the commentator can take a breath. Not for long though, the Stewart Court straight on the back of the tail of Dan Wirham as we come up into the S's. And here we go again. Stewart's got the toe. Tries to position himself for the bus stop, but it hasn't proven a good overtaking point so far, and I don't think it's going to be again. Nope, he has to back out, unfortunately. Meanwhile, we see Tom Bland take a little excursion, unfortunately, and drops a few cars back there. Still holding off Stewart Court just by just over a tenth. About 9 minutes to go. Lee Ryland's giving Scott Kostrick a run for his money back here. As we come up the hill. Back out front with Eric now, who's pulled a second lead of second place Ryan Dudley, then followed by Dan Wirham with Stewart Court closely on the tail of Dan. Nothing happening there, and then we're 4.5 seconds back behind Stewart Court to Peter's car, with Scott Kostrick close behind and Lee Ryland's close behind them. Right, Dan is still fending off Stewart Court, but Stewart Court goes up the inside as we come into the S's. And I think this time Stewart's back. He has. He's got third place coming up into the bus stop, and Dan Wirham's going to try and find that. It's not going to happen, I don't think. It's close, but not close enough. And Stewart is safely through the bus stop, and I wouldn't mind betting starts to pull it away now. Scott Kostrick under pressure from Peter. Scott goes a little wide, but maintains his traction to come down into the boot. It's all over the back, goes a little wide, doesn't really affect much though. It's a 1/10.5 behind as we come round the toe. On the back of Scott Kostrick there. Come out to the hill. Scott's away there. Further back in the field, we've got some trading places going on here. There's Adrian Hatfield is being buffeted by Jack Holland. Dan Forrest has forced his way through. We've got Eugene Webber in the mix as well there. Eugene just edged ahead from Jack Holland. Push along there by Eugene Webber. Eugene closing him down. He's coming into the home straight. And Dave Clark there, just towing up the back behind. Now, let's look at Eugene. Oh, right, well, see what's going on here. Jack Holland is through on Eugene. Up there, Jack Holland takes Eugene Webber. That's really cool. And then we go up to Adrian Hatfield, pressure on Dan Forster. Adrian Hatfield is holding out there. got him now. Out front, we've got Eric Ronenberg 2.5 seconds ahead of Ryan Dudley, with Dan Weirham closely on his tail. Dan Weirham's not giving up. He's got Ryan Dudley in his sights. He's only a 10th back. Eric is well away up front, over 2.5 seconds now. Dan Weirham just trying to put the pressure on Ryan. Stuart Court closely behind. Everywhere we look in the top 5 and there's Stuart Court, he's either had pressure on himself or he's putting on the pressure. Absolutely brilliant racecraft from Stuart. Exciting to watch. As are the others, and Ryan Dudley, Dan Weirham really trying to get close. But the gap remains at 2 tenths between these three. Ryan Dudley from Dan Weirham and Stuart Court as they go across the line. Considering the pressure that's going on here, there's some fast laps coming through, sub 207. And is that Dan Weirham through on Ryan? It says so on the timing screen. But it's literally hundredths of a second. And they've got the bus stop and Stuart Court on the outside, and I can see in the background Scott and Peter trading places. Weirham's through. Two for two through the bus stop. Dan Weirham does it. I think that is the first pass of the day through the bus stop. Absolutely amazing there from Dan Weirham. Brilliant bit of racecraft. Not only to hold it 2-2 without touching, but also to take second place. Fantastic. Now, it's your turn to put the pressure on, but you've now got Stuart Court behind you. You know what Stuart's like. He's not going to give up. He's not going to give an inch. He's going to put you under pressure so that you can maybe make a mistake. Stuart goes to the inside. But nothing could. Right, further back we've got some action going on. Sorry guys, it's all over the place here. We've got Tony now. Tom Blue. Really close on there, then followed by Martin Shirley and Scott. And Tom Bland up the inside, tries to make slick touches. Oh, come together. Oh, what's going on here? Molly cars. Crikey, that's caused a bit of a long jam. Everyone's safely through as they start to sort it out. Then Forster Daycart all through that jam. Tony Lamb, Michael Elms, and they're all back on track now. And Lee Rylands. Wow. Whilst back out front, we have Eric staying away from the trouble. Ryan Dudley's just been taken. Dan Weirham, we missed that one. But it's no surprise, look at Stuart tucked in behind Dan Weirham there. As he tries to get the inside toe going into the bus stop. Dan makes them all go single file. Ryan Dudley, Stuart Court, all being called on his men there. Tom Band in the background's just taken Martin Shirley. He's flying through the bus stop there. Martin Shirley going to fight his way back. Nose to tail. They come down the chute. Into the boot. Here we go. Back out front. Because these three are just not giving it up. We are nearly done, and Ryan Dudley trying to take the inside on Dan Weirham, forces his wide, and guess who's there? Stuart Court. But he's caught on the outside now, and he's not going to do it. as we come up into the finish, I think. Eric Ronenberg coming across the line, and Eric takes the win. Right, we're going to switch back because close behind we have Dan Wirham, and going up the inside is Ryan Dudley. Stuart Courts. Oh, touch side by side. Oh my. What happened there? That was after the line. No harm done. We have Eric Ronenberg, Dan Wirham, Ryan Dudley, Stuart Court, Mark Brown, Tom Bland, taken from Martin Shirley, Jack Holland, Dan Forrester, Dave Clark, Tony Lamb, Michael Elms, Lee Rylands, Scott Kostrick, Dan Bartush, not used to him being some far back, Rob Sullivan, Adrian Hatfield. We've all got a bit of afters going on here. Chris Thorpe, Stuart Briley, and John Johnston, Eugene Webber in the police. Followed by Peter, Mark Proctor, Peter Woodmore, Sean Webber. And thank you guys for such a great second race there at Watkins Glen. Eric Ronenberg takes it from Dan Wirham and Ryan Dudley. Really close racing. Join us next week. Thanks for watching. Until next time.